Okay. Oh, I'm so happy to have an internet connection again. And I haven't been online for like, gosh, it's been probably 3 or 4 weeks. It's been a hot minute, but glad to be back on Behance, back on YouTube, back on um, Twitter. And yeah, so that's the thing with Airbnb. Sometimes you don't have a great internet connection, but I went and got an Ethernet cable yesterday and I think I'm back in action. So if you're tuning in, feel free to drop in like how the quality is. I just did a test a little bit ago and everybody said the quality was good. So hopefully that will be the same on this stream. And yeah, I'm just excited to get my head back into work. I've been like, I just came to Croatia. I'm doing a little digital nomading for a little bit and just getting settled. But once before I was getting prepared, then I'm like getting, traveling, getting adjusted, getting settled, and, wanting to see the area a little bit. So once you kind of get out of that creative workflow, sometimes it's a bit hard to kind of get your brain back into it. So, in case you missed it, on my YouTube channel, I did post a tutorial the other day about creating some snowflake motifs. And if I have time tonight, I might actually go live and do that. Um, oh, Carolina, muchas gracias para estar acá conmigo. Estoy muy feliz de mirar tu comentario. I think it's comentario. I don't know. Your comment. Pero sí, estoy muy feliz. In English, I'm very happy. It's not the same like just recording my tutorials. I really like the live aspect of it and kind of, connecting with everybody. And just even if like somebody drops in just to say hey, it's like more fun. So I just was doodling around today and I had really nothing specific in mind. Sometimes I just pick up my brushes and I start just kind of playing with some things. And so this is just super simple today. I wanted to just be easy with myself, be simple, and create some kind of like a Christmassy kind of vibe, holiday vibe, but just something easy, kind of ease us back into the tutorials and everything. And I'm not sure if my restream chat's working. Let's see here, gosh. I'm gonna just quick shut that down and start it back up and see, because I don't want to miss any comments. If anybody's joining me from, ooh la la, if anyone is joining me from YouTube or whatever, I might not see your comments. But anyway, I'm just gonna get into it because I don't really want to take up too much time. I like to keep my streams like really short and snappy, but it is really nice to see. Oh gosh, um, I'm on the wrong YouTube. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna look at my YouTube channel just on here so I can see if I make any messages or I miss any messages. But anyway, I don't think my restream chat is going, so whatever. So, oops, let me turn that down. Okay, so what are we doing? Okay, so I'm just going to show you. I used a few of my brushes, a few of my layer styles to just create this kind of abstract holiday background, and it's something super easy that anybody can do. And even for my subscribers, I saved the little brush kit for you that are already preloaded, so that's kind of fun. So I like to just do that whenever I can and whenever I have some time to think about it. But that way you can just follow along to the tutorial really fast and just, kind of play along with it. And, just I like to set everything up for you so that it's just really fun. And so the brushes that we are using, I'm just going to go through them really quick. So I actually grabbed Creamy Brush 2 from the, gosh, what is it? The Gold Play collection. But the Gold Play collection, sometimes I like want to remind you guys that even though those brushes are kind of meant to be in gold, or that, I have them as a gold collection, it's really a mixer brush. And so really you can, Oh gosh, I have all my brushes open. But really you can, if it's a mixer brush, just because the brush is in gold doesn't mean that you can't load it up with whatever color you want. So I'm just going to show you that brush. It's creamy too. So when I give you this brush, it's preloaded with a gold. So it's just a gorgeous, creamy, lovely gold brush. And that whole collection is really fun. So let me just zoom out here. But yeah, it's just like a really nice, creamy brush. I like to take the smoothing up here on these brushes. It's not by, I don't have it on by default, but it's just a gorgeous creamy gold brush, and you've got these really gorgeous stripes in it. So what I did was I loaded that brush with a green, and whenever I just need a quick color, what I will do is usually I keep all my wet palettes, like these wet palettes that I've already made for my, wet paint studio. I keep them in my Photoshop libraries. And so that way, if I ever just need a general color and I don't want to like make a new palette or grab a photo to sample from, I just kind of have this great sort of rainbow sort of, I have like lots of colors here I can sample from. So what I did was I took that gold play brush number 2 creamy, and I went over here to this Modern Impressionist color palette, and I liked that palette number 55. I thought it was a good green, so I just loaded it up there. And so let's just go ahead and start with the brushes, and we'll just build it up, one at a time. But super easy. Anybody can do this regardless of drawing ability. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a peek behind my process. So like here's what I was kind of just messing around with. So this was my first explorations, and here you can see my color palette, and I was just kind of playing with this overlap, but I wasn't really I was really worried about the kind of the combination of the brush strokes or building something up. And I wasn't really worried so much about, let's say, composition or anything like that. And then here is kind of my final design. This was the second one that I did. And so I was like, okay, I kind of like these, creating these strokes and kind of creating sort of like a holiday greenery motif, but it's super abstract. It's not like anything, in real life. So, I was just playing with that, but I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to make this into a template or something, then I'm going to need to like have it on the side. And so then, I kind of was like experimenting with the composition and having that contrast of red. And, like a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, it's kind of very dimensional, and I like adding that sort of drop shadows or whatever. So here I have all these demo files that are available for members, subscribers, Behance subscribers, and I already have kind of like all the layer styles applied to these Photoshop files. So you can start, so this is kind of your starter document. And what am I going to do? So I will go to this layer that I named leaves, and all this does is have just a little bit of drop shadow on that. And so let me just go here. Let me go to window, arrange to a vertical. Okay, so I just kind of want to have my little reference over here. And so we can kind of have a reference of like what we were doing. And so this is just super simple, but honestly, I need something super simple to like, or you know what? Okay, that's not really nice. So, okay, I'm just gonna do like this. So I just had like 3 sort of swoops here and 2 here. So let's just do something of the same. And one thing that I will note with like mixer brushes, so I've got this loaded up. I just showed you, how I did that, loaded that up, and it's just a nice, gorgeous kind of streaky brush. But whenever I have my demo documents, I always kind of have like a bleed, because if you pull, let's say I make a new layer above everything, if you decide to start like the mixer brushes and you pull them in from the side, sometimes you get weird coloring here, and I don't know why. But okay, in this case you don't, but sometimes you do. So that's why I always do that. So let's look back at my thing. So first of all, I'm just going to draw these like super abstract, sort of, holiday greenery. So, oops, let me go back to my main layer. So the leaves layer, and I'm just drawing some kind of like swoops that we're going to pretend like that is an abstract sort of, uh, what do you call it? Like leaves or something. Some of those holiday leaves. I don't really know. But I'm not really worrying too much that it's perfect or representative or whatever. It's just a vibe. It's a holiday vibe. So that's it. And even we could do some up here if we wanted, but that's good enough anyway. Although this one maybe looks a little bit better with, I don't know if I like it. These ones here, I don't know if I love that where it is. Maybe I'll just move it a little bit. So whatever. But I'm just gonna leave it like that. You could see, you can make it like a little bit more perfect. So all this does is I have a little bit of drop shadow on that layer. And then the second thing that I did was I took this kind of a chain brush that I created for the gold play collection. And the gold play collection, I love all the brushes that came, that kind of came out of that. Which one did I do? It is Dry Decorative 33. No, it's one of these. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's Dry Decorative 36, and let's just zoom in just a hair so you can see that a bit better. I'm working on my laptop now, and it's like getting my eyes used to seeing such a small screen. It's wild. So this is a really fun pattern brush, and we're using the mixer, the mixer brush, and it's sampling and dry stamping that, but you really get that nice chain effect with those brushes. And if you are, haven't seen those brushes yet, go check out my gold play project, and I have all those brushes that I recently released. And if you're a member, you can actually still download those for free. So you can get the gold play brushes like with the membership for $10, and they're more than that on my site. So I always have like one full product available for my Behance subscribers. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I just kind of drew behind the little leaf motif, and not perfectly even, but I am gonna take my smoothing up to about 50. And so I just kind of went like this and played around and had it, I didn't worry about it being perfect, but just a little like following that sort of motif. And I just think it's cool. Is it super realistic? No, but I am not bothered. And let's see here. So just kind of had some fun with that. Do something like that. And then what I did was I put this layer style on it. I put a little bevel and emboss and a little drop shadow, and it just adds that extra dimensionality with the chain, with the stamp effect that the mixer brush does. And I just thought it was cool. So I was like, oh yeah, let's make some kind of fun motif here. And then the next thing that I did was I wanted some little berries, like all the Christmas greenery, you always have those berries. So I thought, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use my layer style that I created for my, what is it, my raw, let's see, my raw gemstone collection. And so I used one of my ruby and garnets, and let me just make a new layer here just to show you this layer style. Oops, got my wrong brush here. Let me undo that. So this is another collection, but I won't really hold on, let me just see if I can. Just gonna pop you guys over here really fast. So let's see, to my work. So Where are they? Oh, the Celestial Gold Mines, like really cool gemstone and raw crystal layer styles. I love making layer styles, and it just makes it really easier to, um, when you have those on hand, I have all my libraries of layer styles, then it's an easy way to add dimension and texture into your illustrations. And so, yeah, here's the gold play ones and then the Celestial Gold Mine. And yeah, so what I did, let's pop down here. So I grabbed just from that Celestial Gold Mine, the gold, just a rough drawing brush. And now if I just draw in this layer here, you can see it's got this like cool ruby garnet layer style, and I have different ones, and I go way more into that in that project. I have lives, but it's a really cool way to get some really cool textures. And I built those textures up by sampling colors, and like those things were a lot of work, but now I can just have them and I can just apply them. So what I did was I drew some little berry shapes and I applied that layer style on it. But I also added a little bevel and emboss and a little drop shadow. And let me just zoom in here, zoom a bit. And how did I draw these? Okay, this is all very abstract. So we've got a few different berries, like we'll just put them here, something like that. I'm totally a bit annoyed at my screen because normally I like to keep it at like 50%, but it doesn't fit the whole thing in there, and it's just whatever. So I'm applying this brush stroke in like whatever color I want, because the layer style already has the color on it. So it doesn't matter. You don't need to change your brush stroke, or this isn't a layer style that will adapt to like your color. But that is the little berries. So I thought that was cool. It's just fun, easy, just keeping it super easy for myself, even just getting back into the flow of like tutorials. And sometimes I'm like full of ideas, but then when I come to do some designs, I'm like, I just feel stupid. So I was like, oh, let me just make the easiest thing in the world and we'll call it a day. And kind of just, sometimes you have to just do those like easy things to kind of ease yourself back into the work mode, even if your work is fun like mine. And then I grabbed, I thought I want to add some like dimension and some, color blending brushes. So I grabbed my Glitch Core brush 17, and I actually used the same color palette. It's that 55 green from my Modern Impressionist brush studio. And let me see here. Yeah. So I will show you this brush in action. So it's just a cool glitchy brush, and it mixes those colors quite interesting. And I think it's cool. So what I did was I went behind this red box and just kind of drew it around those things. So it's just adding a little bit extra dimension. My stuff tends to be like a bit maximalist, so I love adding just more. I love texture. I love playing with that kind of idea. And when you're using, like I was using the same color palette on the wet and then the same matching color palette, so I know it goes all together. And they're both from the this is from the wet paint studio, and this is from the Modern Impressionist brush studio, but they're the same colors, so it goes together really well. And so I just did something like this, just kind of playing around. But what I did was I put the opacity of that layer down because to like about 59%, because I thought it was a bit too competing with the foreground at like 100. So I took it down to, yeah, something like 60%, and it just adds a little extra. So did that, and then kind of did the same thing here. So I think that's cute, whatever. And just, it's so you can kind of feel that like layering or whatever going on there. So I did that. And then what else did I do? So the last thing that I did was on top, I put, not this one, which pattern overlay did I do? So I just put one of my, oh, the stars, my Celestial Goldmine gold layer styles. I went ahead and attached that to the layer. And, as you can see, I'm using my own like products and my own resources all the time. But once I make them, it just makes everything so fun and fast. So here's those gorgeous gold layer styles. They're so fun. I just love them. And I took this starry brush from this starry brush collection that I had. I really need to pull that out of and have it on its own, but anyway, that's a long story. I'll link it below which collection it is. And yeah, so then I just put some starry brush strokes, and then the layer style is adding all the sparkle, so that's fine. So did that, whatever. And so that was like my holiday little graphic thing. And what else? And then I added this little call out here. This is an Adobe font. So if you have a Photoshop subscription, it comes with the font. So this is Lust Script. And I thought since there was like a lot going on the sides that, you need like a bold script to kind of, to like stand out. So I did that. But yeah, so that's about it. I kept it really easy. And this week, I am going to be starting something new where I'm creating free social media graphics and free ready-made graphics. So like the digital backgrounds that I'm creating with my tutorials and stuff, I'll save a flattened, what do you call it, like a print resolution version of this, of these backgrounds and stuff available in a Creative Cloud library, and I'll have that linked on my website. So just sign up for my newsletter if you want to be, if you want to know when I launch that. But I think it'll be something fun, and so I want to, put out like free resources for people, and then of course I have my subscription, which is very, like it's not very much. And those are, then you will have like the full resolution, and plus you get all the demo files, and even you can use like my demo files even on your own projects or items for sale, plus you have the tools. So a lot of different options for different people depending on like what you want. And yeah, I'm just so happy that my stream was okay. So you'll get all of the demo files, and even I've got the little what do you call it, the color palette, the green color palette here, but you'll have my demo files that have the layer styles already applied. Let me save, I don't know if I want to save that there. And the little brush kit already with everything loaded up. And so that's available for my members because they get extras. Hopefully my microphone was okay. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I've been like, haven't been online, and I've been really missing it. So I might jump on later and do the snowflake one that I had shared on YouTube. But send me a message anytime, and make sure you're following me on Behance with notifications, because then you will know if oh, Karen, hey, I missed some messages here. Pam Garvin, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. Been totally missing the vibe, missing seeing the comments while I'm doing tutorials, so I really like that. Okay, I'm bouncing off, and I will see you guys soon now that I am connected with Ethernet cable, so I'm excited. Yay!